My own timer, 8 minutes, 2 minutes for questions. Thank you very much. So I just joined the industry a couple of years ago. NewGen is an established company. They do the traditional services. We work with OUP, CUP, etc. And they said, why don't you come and build some innovation? And so OA caught my eye. I came from software, so open source was very familiar to me. So I thought, this is very interesting. We're going to change the way knowledge is disseminated. And if we do that well, we're going to accelerate mankind's evolution. And the singularity will come in 20 years instead of 30. And then the other thing that I noticed is that this wasn't like climate change. Really, mobile was going to take over. And so I put two together. I said, so let me build a mobile platform for scholarly content. So I put the two together and I said, all right, let's build a mobile distribution platform. Let's focus on journals. Journals are in PDF. PDF is a terrible experience on mobile phones. So what can I do? And really, why aren't we using EPUBs? And so really I said, let me go and find XML. Oops, the only way I can find XML is open access. And not everybody has equal open access, the same quality of XML as Kaveh would say. And so I went and I looked at PLOS first, and I started to convert all the open access content that I could. And currently I have about 75% of the articles that are so-called CC BY are available on ResearchPath. So we have about 400,000 articles. And so I'm bringing in publishers one after the other. I started with the lowest hanging fruit, like I said, PLOS, and then I went to BMC. And just before coming here, I got eLife in, even though it was only 1,500 articles. But because Mark invited me to talk, I said I might as well get his content on. And then I've got two big ones that are coming. And so really the vision that I put is like, okay, let me read that. Provide the entire research community a single place on mobile and on web where they could have access to mobile optimized and palatable content so that really long form could be read on mobile and not only back at the office, because who knows, you might be stuck for an hour waiting for some administrative thing to happen, and you get a notification and suddenly the article on the particular gene mutation you're researching by a colleague comes out and you want to read it then and there and you don't want to wait. And also the idea that content on PDF seemed really dull and not lively, and EPUB gave us the opportunity and gives you the opportunity as you embrace it for journal articles to really bring them to life. And as open data becomes more central to your publishing process, the data inside of the EPUB can really be useful and can be exported or can power meaningful insights. And finally, the idea that we'd remove the pain out of discovery by putting it all in a central place. And yes, you can go to PubMed Central if you're life science, but if we were to expand the ResearchPath vision in not only, and now I'm really happy to see books coming in open access, and we could really have a mobile library where all open access content, humanities, life science, and all books and journals become available on your tablet. It's a modern web app. It has all the features you'd expect. You can share, you can save in your library. It syncs across tablets, and if you go and see it on their website, whatever you've starred is available, etc. You can add it to your citation managers, export those citations to friends, etc., etc. So it's a modern web app. It's still in beta, as far as I'm concerned. Currently, we've got about 400,000 articles in there. 28,000 issues. On average, we're currently converting 350 articles, which is kind of consistent with 150,000 new OA articles per year. I'm not very sure how 2015 is shaping up in terms of that progression. Over the next month or two, we'll add two major publishers, which have caused us a little bit of issues from the XML not being terribly compliant. I'm going to name them, or should I not? One was Hindawi, and really how they dealt with equation was baffling to us, and we really need to build some tools to take their equations and convert them and then make graphics of them and then re-ingest them, because it's not really great. And then there was one that was called predatory, which is no longer predatory. So those two do about 160,000. If we get that done, we'll get 85% maybe of the content out there in CC BY. We've sent beta invitations to about 40,000. I won't tell you how poor the response was, so I'm not telling you how many users I have. But I don't have many users, and I'm definitely looking at partnerships on a number of things, maybe for long-term sustainability of a tool like this, if it did interest the community to work on that. Also, working with publishers to get a direct feed, because when it comes to PLOS, there's a good API, and I'm able to put the content in the tablet on the same day that it is published, but for a number of publishers, I have to wait till I find them on PubMed Central, because I can't get good quality XML, and even if I get the good quality XML, sometimes the assets are not linked at the at the right place. Here's a quick tour of what it looks like. So there's a whole notification engine if a new publication comes in. This one is eLife. When we got a notification, so if you're using this tablet and a new publisher comes online, you get a notification, hey, there's a new publisher. Would you like to add it to your collection? This is how a particular journal that you've added to your collection displays in the cloud browser, where you have the entire corpus, and those are typically your favorite journals that you might read end to end. I don't know if anybody still does that. This is what it looks as a reader. It's a multi-tab reader, so you can have as many articles open until you run out of memory. And this is a BMC article. I was trying to be fair with everyone, but we don't see that. And here's what it looks like from Frontiers for an abstract page. And at the bottom, you see a toolbar with all the functionalities. And that's an altmetric button. And whoever would want to do a yourbrand.co, this is a white label platform. That's how we're monetizing with commercial publishers and saying, this is a mobile publishing distribution system. Whatever your content, we have a version called MPMF, multi-product, multi-format, where really the catalog can be anything. It can be a PDF, an EPUB, and then that's my alarm. I have 2 minutes left. An EPUB, a PDF, or an HTML, and you're going to be able to just swipe through those left and right. Thank you very much. It's available as a web app, of course, as well, and you can download it from the stores. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You did really well.